silent screams, a channel where shadows come alive and whispers fill the silence. Tonight, join us for a chilling tale, a night drive on a haunted road in Canada where reality twists into nightmare. It started as a solo journey, one that felt routine at first. The highway stretched endlessly ahead, the asphalt glistening faintly under the cold moonlight. I was heading to a cabin in the woods, seeking solitude after months of chaos in the city. The drive was supposed to be peaceful, even therapeutic, but something about this road felt off. The GPS warned that this route was less traveled, but I didn't care. Fewer cars meant fewer distractions, or so I thought. The first hour passed uneventfully. The hum of the tires on the road and the occasional hoot of an owl in the distance created a sense of calm. The trees, dense and looming, seemed to press closer with every mile. Then, the first strange thing happened. A figure appeared in the rearview mirror, a man dressed in what looked like old, tattered clothing, standing by the roadside. I hadn't seen anyone when I drove past, and there was no way someone could have caught up to me. My stomach tightened. I glanced back, and he was gone. It was probably just my imagination, I thought. I turned up the radio to drown the unease. Minutes later, the static began. The music faded into a crackling buzz, and then, unmistakably, a voice. It whispered something unintelligible, low and guttural. I quickly switched the radio off, my hands tightening on the wheel. The silence that followed was deafening, the kind that made you hyper-aware of every sound. The creak of the car seat, the soft whir of the engine, my own shallow breathing. Then, the headlights flickered. For a split second, the road ahead disappeared into blackness. When they came back on, there was someone, or something, standing in the middle of the road. I slammed on the brakes, the tires screeching against the asphalt. The figure didn't move. It was a woman, her face pale, almost glowing, and her hair matted as if she'd been caught in a storm. Her eyes, wide and unblinking, stared directly into mine. I blinked, and she was gone. My heart pounded as I forced myself to keep driving. I didn't stop, didn't look back. The logical part of my brain tried to rationalize it. Fatigue, maybe. A trick of the light. But the fear creeping up my spine told me otherwise. The forest seemed alive now. The trees swayed, though there was no wind. Shadows darted just out of view, impossible to catch if you turned your head too quickly. The road stretched on, endless, as though I wasn't making progress. My GPS glitched, the screen flickering before going completely black. Recalculating, it muttered, over and over, though no route appeared. A chill ran through the car, the temperature dropping so suddenly that I could see my breath fogging up the windshield. That's when I heard it, the sound of footsteps. Not from outside the car, but above it. Slow, deliberate steps, as if someone were pacing across the roof. My knuckles turned white as I gripped the steering wheel. I tried to convince myself it was just a branch falling from a tree, but the rhythm of the steps, their weight, made it clear. Someone, or something, was there. I pressed harder on the accelerator, the engine roaring as I pushed the car faster down the empty highway. The footsteps stopped abruptly, but a new sound emerged, a faint scratching noise, like nails dragging across metal. It started on the roof, then moved down to the side of the car. I refused to look. Whatever was out there, I couldn't bear to see it. Then the laughter began. It was soft at first, almost childlike, but it grew louder, more distorted. It surrounded me, coming from every direction, echoing through the car as though it were bouncing off the windows. My chest tightened, panic clawing at my throat. The road ahead blurred as tears tears filled my eyes. Just when I thought I couldn't take it anymore, the car jolted violently, as if I'd hit something. The wheel jerked in my hands, and the car skidded, the tires struggling for grip on the slick road. I came to a stop on the shoulder, breathing hard, my heart hammering in my chest. That's when I saw her again. The woman. She was standing just beyond the beam of the headlights, her body shrouded in shadow, but her eyes, they gleamed. This time, she moved. Slowly, deliberately, she walked toward the car, her feet not touching the ground. Her lips parted, and though I couldn't hear her, I knew she was saying my name. My hands fumbled for the gear shift, but the car wouldn't move. The engine sputtered and died, leaving me in complete darkness. The only light came from her, a faint, unholy glow that seemed to grow brighter as she approached. And then,